Goodbye YouTube, and yeah, it's been like a week since I've actually posted a Wi-Fi battle, so I apologize about that. I really have not been keeping track of how I upload Wi-Fi battles, but I want to give a quick thanks to everybody who watched my 1-year anniversary special with my girlfriend, which was a live showdown battle, and I'm actually using the same team I used in that showdown live in this battle, and don't worry, this battle actually isn't that stally at all, but today's battle is going to be against TheRabidChipmunk. I believe he does post narrated Wi-Fi battles, so his channel link is going to be down in the description. And looking at threats on his side of the field, Zoroark, depending on what kind of set it is, might actually be a bit problematic. And if I lose my Gligar, then Heracross could potentially sweep through my team. So I really have to watch out for that as well, as I'm going to be leading off with my Scarfitini. He's going to be leading off with the Rhyperior. Thankfully, it doesn't turn out to be Zoroark, and I'm going to be able to U-turn on out of there and U-turn right into my Gligar, having to fear absolutely nothing from this Rhyperior as he gets up his Stealth Rocks. And because I did U-turn into Gligar, I know that the Roserade switching is really obvious, but because he does not have a spinner, this is my perfect chance to get up my Stealth Rocks. And I do have Ferroseed, which normally Roserade don't tend to carry Hidden Power Fire, and out of Sleep Powder, they really can't do anything to Ferroseed, so I'm going to switch directly into my Ferroseed, as he actually turns out to have the Leaf Storm, which automatically tells me this thing is offensive, and I'm waiting for the Life Orb recoil, but he doesn't take any Life Orb recoil, which means he more than likely is going to be Specs, which means if I lose my Ferroseed, or if he catches me with the Hidden Power Fire, Roserade will become a major problem. So we're both actually going to switch out. As I switch into my Victini, he switches into his quote-unquote Slowbro, but as you're about to see, this U-turn does entirely way too much damage for that to be a Slowbro, because it is indeed a Zoroark, and I'm going to be able to U-turn out now into my Umbreon, knowing that he more than likely would go for a Dark Pulse or a Night Daze, and I don't really know why he stayed in with Zoroark. I guess maybe he thought that I was banded, which wouldn't be a bad assumption, but still, I would have just switched into my Rhyperior or my Slowbro. But hey, to each their own place, because with Zoroark gone, that means the only threat I have to worry about is going to be that Roserade. And still, Roserade is a major damn problem, so I really have to be careful with that. And he's going to bring in the Heracross, and he's going to make a pretty good play. Then again, my switch out into Gligar was really obvious, but either way, he's able to get a bit of an upper hand in this situation, because I don't want to take a Leaf Storm and I really don't want to be put to sleep. So what I'm going to do is actually switch into my Victini, scouting out for the Hidden Power Fire or the Sleep Powder, as he does end up going straight for the Hidden Power Fire. Then again, I guess it could be Hidden Power Ice, but normally offensive Roserade run HP Fire over HP Ice. So yeah, and knowing that I wouldn't go straight for V-Crate, because obviously he does have Slowbro and Rhyperior, he's just going to bring in apologize, sorry. He's going to bring in his Cofagrigus, as I'm just going to go for the U-turn, and I get the most important crit in the world, because obviously that matters, and I'm actually going to U-turn now to my Blastoise. Now, the way I brought in Blastoise, I'm thinking that, okay, maybe he thinks I'm going to go for a Toxic or a Roar, and more than likely, he's just going to stay in. So I'm just still going to make the safe play, which is the Foresight, as he actually ends up going for the Shadow Ball. I guess just scouting out to see what I wanted to do, and thanks to that Foresight, I'm actually going to be able to Rapid Spin away the rocks, which is going to be really beneficial to me, because now my team will not be taking any more residual damage. As he goes for a Calm Mind, he's actually going to go for a second Calm Mind, which really isn't as bad of a play as you might think it is, because he more than likely thought that I had Foresight over Roar, but normally when a Blastoise does run Foresight, it is over Toxic, and normally Blastoise always run Roar or Dragon Tail. So in the end, it wasn't too bad of a play that he actually stayed in, thinking that I would go for the Toxic as opposed to the Roar. And I roar him out to the Heracross. Obviously, I don't want to take a Mega Horn or Close Combat, so again, I'm going to make the painfully obvious switch into Gligar. As he notices, he's going to double out into a Slowbro, and then again, Blastoise can't do anything to Slowbro, so either way, it wasn't too big of a deal. As I'm going to switch directly into my Ferroseed, because I saw leftovers, I know that he is not going to be running Fire Blast or Flamethrower, but as he goes for the Scald, he gets the 30% chance to burn me, which, I'm not going to lie, did kind of tick me off a bit, but it really isn't too game-changing, and I don't really care at this point. But, as I said, defensive Slowbro don't tend to carry Fire Blast or Flamethrower, so I feel completely comfortable by staying in and going for a Lair Spikes. As he brings in the Roserade, I'm going to switch directly into my Victini, thinking that he would go for the Hidden Power Fire again, but he makes a very good play knowing that I would want to switch out. He's actually going to go for Leaf Storm, and because I was burned, I didn't feel comfortable with going for the Protect on my Ferroseed, and I'm going to bring in my Mismagius, knowing that he more than likely would switch into the Rhyperior, considering that Rhyperior can kind of deal with Mismagius one-on-one, well, a normal Mismagius, I should say. I'm actually going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, as I'm able to burn them. I am then just going to switch directly into my Gligar, because a burnt Rhyperior can literally not do anything to Gligar, but he makes a good play by actually going for the Dragon Tail. As he Dragon Tails me out to my Miss Mages, I know a Shadow Ball will not be able to take him out, so I'm going to switch directly to my Umbreon as he makes a good play by going for the Stealth Rocks, which means I'm going to be forced to Rapid Spin again later on in the battle because I really do not want my team taking this residual damage. And I'm actually going to go for the Wish when, in hindsight, maybe I should have gone for the Heal Ball, but I was really just hoping that he would Dragon Tail me out to my Pharaoh Seed. That way I could go for the Protect and receive the Wish, then hopefully Heal Ball later on in the battle. But he actually ends up missing the Dragon Tail, which means I get off a decent bit of damage with the Foul Play the following turn as he Dragon Tails me out to my Gligar. Unfortunately, it is not my Pharaoh Seed, but hey, it's fine because Gligar at full HP is still pretty good. And after all the burn damage, I'm going to be able to bring Rhyperior down to a point where I will easily be able to knock him out with the Earthquake. As he brings back in this giant-ass threat, I'm pretty positive that he is just going to go for the Hidden Power Fire, so I'm thinking, alright, I can fodder off my Pharaoh Seed, bring back in Miss Magius, and try to do some damage, but he actually ends up going for the Leaf Storm. Now, after the burn, I'm thinking, alright, he's going to knock me out, right? But watch. Just watch Pharaoh Seed. It lives on 3 HP! And I'm going to be able to get up that second layer spike, which is just amazing. Oh, Pharaoh Seed, everybody. I'm telling you this right now. Every one of you use Pharaoh Seed in UU. It is such a great and fun Pokemon to use in the UU tier. So I'm going to bring back in my Miss Mages, thinking that he would bring in the Cthagrigus. I'm actually going to go for the Trick, but he actually ends up bringing in his Heracross. I guess maybe as Death Fodder, and I was really scared about the fact that he could go for the Pursuit, but I still switch out anyways because nowadays most Heracrosses don't carry Pursuit, and thankfully for me he doesn't, and I'm going to be able to bring in my Gligar as he makes a good double switch into the Roserade. Now, at the amount of HP that Roserade is at, I was pretty positive that he would go for the rest, which is why I'm actually going to stay in and go for the Earthquake, but no, he goes directly for the Leaf Storm, and at this point in the battle, I'm actually thinking, because of all the hazard damage and the fact that Slowbro and Cthagrigus will take a really good amount of damage from Shadow Ball, after the hazard damage, I'm thinking that I can actually potentially sweep him from here. So I'm going to bring in my Miss Magius, go strip the Shadow Ball. As he fodders off the Slowbro, he's going to then bring in the Cthagrigus, and I did calc this, and if he is max defense, max HP, I had a 75% chance to knock him out after 2 layers of spikes and rocks, and luckily I am able to knock him out as he brings in the Heracross, thanks to the fact that I actually tricked off my Scarf and he gave me his Scarf. I'm actually going to be able to outspeed him, knock him out with the Shadow Ball, and then Roserade will actually end up dying off to the hazards, which even if it didn't, my Miss Mages would have been able to outspeed it. So in the end, I did get a bit of a mini sweep with Miss Mages, but I felt that this was still a good battle because he made some good plays, I made some good plays, and yeah, all in all, it was a really fun battle. I really do enjoy this team. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this battle. Make sure to go check out my opponent. With that, enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, later everybody.